We are running out of time for the Louisiana State Only challenge to actually win this challenge, though they could very well set some records here as we get season 4 underway. Though those records aren't for anything good. We have yet to have a single challenge, whether it's a state or group of states, have to go into that last and final year, season 5. That lowest record is California, who finished their Super Bowl season, regular season, 10-7. We also had the Texas State Only Challenge finish in season 4 going 13-4. Surprisingly, 2 of the 3 biggest recruiting states for college has been some of the worst challenges in this State Only Challenge, and Louisiana might add to that list. If we do not win the Super Bowl, they will be the first team to have to go to season 5. If we do win the Super Bowl, but it's a record lower than that of California, it will be at least the worst completion that we've had so far. And to round it all up, this will be the last state-only challenge on Madden 23. I'll be sure to send out a poll when Madden 24 releases, which you could vote on the community tab, or over on my Twitter or X, I don't know what we call it now. Either way, there'll be 2 places where you could vote as to what the first state-only challenge will be for Madden 24, but we need to get stuck into this season and see some things go much better than what we've seen before. And we start off against Buffalo, and I did go into the playbook in between the draft and this episode to add in some dual tight end sets with the drafting of that hidden dev tight end in Newhouse. So we should see a little bit of change to the playbook. We should just see some better offense. I mean, it's tailor-made now for Burrow. We saw some promise late on last season. There was not much more we could do offensively. So we have to see them come through. 85 offense compared to an 81 defense that did see some improvement last year. So let's jump into the first match. Let's try to get a win here. And season 4 is underway with the offense taking the field. Against the Buffalo Bills will be a pass play 1. Across the middle, gonna find Moreau, who gets the first down on about up to the 40. Not too bad of a first play, 13 yards. Drew Brees there definitely seemed to be happy with that one. As we stick with the receiver backfield, Davis Price will be our primary backer. Yeah, sure, I guess that works. As we find Marshall, running back is the better term to use. But definitely so far, passing working, and here's our first dual tight end set as Sheldon Newhouse comes out bottom of the line. Will be a pass as we send both tight ends deep, though drop it off underneath Davis Price. Does get the first down once again, so we're just rolling. Starting off here, which works out well for me because the game plan with the most amount of plays is a first down, as it's Chark now with the first down. Just about everyone getting first downs in this one. Now we do need to say one thing. Robert Hunt is starting over at the right tackle spot this season, and at left tackle, it is Max Mitchell getting the start as Jay Jets gets his first catch, and it's not the first down. Our first non-first down so far this game, 2nd and 1. Sticking with that dual tight end set, hard count, no one jumps. Gonna send Jets in motion, fake it to him. Play action, Burrow across the middle to the back, and Moreau can't hold on to it. Knocked out by one of the linebackers, I believe. 3rd and 1. We come out spread, 2 up top, 1 down below. Will be a pass, Burrow, quick slant, up top, caught. That is Marshall down to the 2. Well, if we could just see this kind of offense throughout the entirety of the season, I think we'll be solid. Also, our first play here with the new fullback / running back to help lead the way, but unfortunately, we gave up a gap in the middle and it's stuffed, lost to 1. Though we'll stick with the heavy look on 2nd and goal. Newhouse is a bit of a balanced tight end, so he could also help us in the block. We hand it back to Davis Price, and it's going to be another loss. That Bills front line stout as we come out in pistol, 2 receiver spread either side on 3rd and goal. As Burrow gonna look to scramble down to the bottom. He's gonna tuck and run, and what angle was that from their superstar number 3? I'm gonna take it. Burrow scrambles for the first touchdown of season 4. Now the defense also in utter shock at how number 3 did not take a good angle, and they'll get to head out onto the field with a lead as the Bills, with their draftee quarterback here in Matt Dodson, has really good throw power, decent overall, decent accuracies. But will our defense be up to the task? We did see some much improved play last season after making a few tweaks. We also brought in Tyrann Mathieu, and hopefully he makes a big impact, as play 1 is almost a first down for Dodson, finding his receiver for 9 yards, 2nd and 1. As they come out spread, trips up top, 1 down below. Back in shotgun, Montgomery gets the handoff with wide open spaces. Bounces off the first tackler. Will end up picking up a nice first down on 11 yards in total. Though I am kind of surprised to see the Bills running so much spread. I feel like they're a little bit more of a power team, as another first down for them, as Jones will slam down the receiver, but first down into plus territory. So far, neither team covering very well to start off with, as it is another first down throw across the middle. Quick tackle there from Patrick Queen, but a gain of 6. If we're to see this defense take the next step, those plays need to be knockouts. 2nd and 4, drop back pass, gonna roll to the top, has his receiver wide open down the sideline. It's actually one of their tight ends in Hansen. Sets him up inside the red zone, down at the 16. Empty set, intercepted Patrick Queen. Did not have as many interceptions last year, but he starts season 4 with a drive-ending pick, obviously. But a real mood booster for us, as we were starting to teeter a little bit. But we take over and we'll jump into the quicker sim here. If we get into, I would say, past the 40, then we'll watch the remainder of the drive. We're into the 2nd quarter already, though. Just some steady moving. Chark gets the first down, and then knock away by Kwity Paye. 2nd and 10, throw away. 3rd and 10, 12 yards Foster Moreau. We're at about the 44 here. Why not jump in? Want to see how much we do get that 2 tight end set involved. I added a lot of plays and changed some of the game plan around, so hopefully we'll see that a fair bit as we toss this one out to the side. Chark with a first down to the 33, gain of 11, that's math. But so far, offense seemed to be moving, which is interesting. I did set the game plan also very similar to what we saw worked best last season towards the end, as a great stop there, Fred Warner on the draw. But we did tell Burrow we want 5 offensive touchdowns, 350 passing yards, 400 total yards, so that seemed to work to get the offense moving, so that's what we're going to stick with, as Burrow scrambles to the top, heads straight to the sideline, eventually will cut up, getting the first down and sliding down. Smart run there from Burrow. However, still not in his X factor, but we do have a 1st and 10 at the 22. The drop back pass sitting in the pocket. Burrow gonna look to scramble. No, has his receiver up top. Terrence Marshall with the grab to the 7. Already 117 yards for Burrow, and there were games last year where that was about his total on the day. So starting off well, as Jefferson moves to the backfield, goes out on the wheel, we toss it to him, fighting and in. Taps the ball just past the goal line. It'll be a 2-touchdown lead, capitalizing on the Patrick Queen pick. And from there, we'll jump back into the quicker sim, see if the defense can do a little bit better despite, having that pick. They didn't do well up until that point. Danielle Hunter gets the first sack of the season. He had 17 last year, and the defense will get off the field, forcing the throwaway. So already a really promising start, but we've seen great first games of a season. Then thereafter, not much. Great first down there by Davis Price on the rush. Picks up another 6 yards thereafter, as we see it again, because we hit the 2-minute warning. If we get past midfield, if we get the first down here, we'll jump in. And hopefully, we've learned how to control the clock. If we remember the beginning of last season against the Falcons, how that one ended. Will be Burrow from the pocket. Gonna be a short throw to Chark. At least gets into plus territory, 5 yards, but we need about 50 more. Calling our first timeout. But it surely would be nice to take a 3-score lead into half. 2 tight ends set here, 2 receivers up top from that shotgun. Quick throw across the middle, gonna find Foster Moreau, who's not down, but they blow the whistle. I don't think that knee ever touched. But ref blows the whistle, and we'll have an empty set here on 1st and 10. 45 seconds and counting. Burrow looks to scramble. No, instead tosses it out to Jefferson, who runs back towards the middle. Not enough for the first down, a couple inches needed. And we'll have about 20 seconds. With one timeout in our pocket, quick throw across Moreau. Looks like we're going to try to set up the field goal. And after we call our last timeout, that is indeed what we set up. So about a 43-yard field goal to end the first half. York, right between the uprights, will be 3 scores. 17-0, though I definitely would have loved the 21-0. But I'll take the 17-point lead. Now as we get the second half underway, it will be the Bills starting off with a 2-yard loss. Again, wish it told us who got the tackle for a loss. Kendrick Bourne 6, and a sack from Deion Jones and an injury to Josh Myers. Hopefully not a big impactful one. It always sucks week 1 having a big significant injury as Moreau pops in 17 yards. If we get inside the red zone, we'll tune in. 7 more yards Davis Price, and red zone with Chark. And it'll be the 2 tight end set, single back ace formation. Can we get the streaks here from the tight ends? Just right down the seam? No, instead slants Chark down to the 8. But we will stick with a look. I would love to see a Sheldon Newhouse touchdown here in week 1. Will be a drop back pass. Slants once again going to Jets, who almost gets his 2nd touchdown of the day. Ends up about a yard short, and we'll send out the goal line unit. 1st and goal. This didn't work too well for us last time. A slightly better push, a much better push, as Davis Price, though we're just staring at the O-lineman's belly there for a little while, Davis Price gets us on the board, and Dodson is pissed. And with this being a near make-or-break drive here, already in this game, about halfway through the 3rd, we'll see if Dodson can control his composure or regain his composure and get the Bills running here. They do find 9 yards play 1. I mean, he's had a decent game, 8 of 10, but only 78 passing yards. We'll see if they can build on that at all. Run right down the middle. Patrick Queen is there, but not going to get the stop in time. Just 13 plays for the Bills today? Interesting. Well, they maybe had a few other running backs pop in, but this is the 4th carry for Montgomery, and they only had 10 passes. It's a good run from Montgomery, though. He keeps breaking first contact, which, I mean, is what a running back is supposed to do, but he's doing it well as they have a 2nd and 2 just shy of midfield. Right back to him as he cuts up top, finds the open gap. Tyrann Mathieu comes in to get the tackle. Again, Tyrann Mathieu no longer a superstar or an X Factor, just down to star, so he doesn't have those same abilities, though. Hopefully his raw talent will be good enough to help force some picks, some interceptions, some fumbles even this year. Would be nice. We struggle to force turnovers throughout our entirety. Really, this series, it really only comes from a Patrick Queen pick here and there. Play action, Daniil not going to get back there, and into quadruple coverage. What a grab from number 87, Uzma. So good that his teammates just couldn't even speak over on the sideline there. As they go back out wide, a possible fumble that they say we pick up. We have a convoy as Patrick Queen is running away with it. Not sure if this one's going to stand, but as of now, it's a scoop and score for Patrick Queen. We'll probably have to take a second look at it. And indeed we will. Booth review coming down. It looked like the tight end was down, but we will take another look, but yeah, everything down, so this one is going to be expedited. So they'll take the points off the board. Bills back with the ball at the 28 for 2nd and 11. As they go the stretch up top, they've been really good at getting the blocks on the edge. Need to do better there. Luckily, we'll get the tackle before the 1st down, 3rd and 2. And it will be a heavy set. A I formation for the Bills, 3rd and 2 to number 32. And he will convert for him once again. Montgomery, 7 rushes, 40 yards. And he also rushes us into the 4th quarter where we have a 24-point lead. But the Bills look poised to find their first points of the game. With a 2 tight end set up top, they go back to that stretch and they've sealed the edge so well. We're just not getting anyone around the edge. Now, I'll be honest, wasn't paying close enough attention to tell if we were out in our nickel there or the base 3-4. Towards the top, it would be Dion Easley. Towards the bottom would have been Arden Key. As we go up top, and it's a pick for Tyrann. No, not Tyrann Mathieu. My bad, Christian Fulton. Give the credit where credit is due. That is 2 interceptions where the Bills should have had some touchdowns. Now hopefully from there we could just start to run out this clock, as we have so far. Well, that'll work. I wanted to run out time, but Davis Price wanted to run out of real estate as he found the end zone. 67 yards for Davis Price. I think he's honestly been the best running back we've had this entire series. And we had Fournette, we had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I think the main guy really has been Davis Price. Though we're finding a couple of receivers here popping up for the Bills that I haven't seen so far today. So coverage for us, while it has been a little iffy, apparently wasn't as bad as I was thinking. 4th and 6, they go for it and they throw the ball away. We could definitely start running out the clock here again if we decide to not have Davis Price go for a 67-yard touchdown, which doesn't happen because Darrell Williams out there gets basically nothing on 3 plays. Bills still looking for their first points. Starts with a throwaway. 8 yards Hunter Renfrow. 3rd and 2, they do convert to Kendrick Bourne. Knock away Tyrann Mathieu actually that time. Then a throwaway Dodson. 3rd and 10. Another throwaway. 4th and 10. Throwaway, we take over at the 35. And I'm going to come out here with the offense mostly just to run out the clock, but we also are going to bring the fullback out for his first real time at running back. He's not a fast guy, but he has some decent ability to him. And his first carry goes for 5 yards, so ends up working out pretty well for us as we start chewing this clock. Just over 2 minutes left in this one. Right down the middle, keep those legs moving, and finally a knee will hit as an injury comes in for Damian Lewis. Looks like a shoulder injury, which will send in Ingram. Hopefully it doesn't end up being a big injury. We could really use having our best lineman out there. As we come out here with a shot deep perhaps. Moreau over the top, dropping it in for Burrow. Said it was gonna run out the clock, but we need some points. We've struggled scoring in this series, and well, we've put up 37, maybe 38 in week 1 of season 4. Now from here, we should definitely be good to just go, though Moreau does have a penalty on the PAT. Cade York still hits it, and it will be 38-0. Bills just have not come ready to play today, as I'm assuming there was an interception or something? Let's see. Well, it doesn't actually state anything. It just says 10-yard penalty against the offense. I could only assume was holding on what was an interception. And there are 3 interceptions on the board as Greedy Williams gets the pick. So altogether, we've come ready to play in this one. We just need to see it on through. Maybe if we want to add some more points to it, why not? Jefferson there with 3, 3rd and 1. Davis Price converts. As we have no time left because we run out the clock, it will be a dominant 38-0 win versus the Bills. And while it did not come off of 350 passing yards, 226, but 165 rushing as well, defense 3 turnovers. That's just about perfect. And let's make it a 2-0 start as we do beat the Cowboys in week 2, though we did not go as smoothly. Dallas definitely made a comeback late on in the 4th quarter to draw it closer, but the defense got the job done. Overall, the team did not play very well in the second half, as it was only 3 points in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. We give up 13 in the 4th, but a 21-point second quarter, not too bad. Joe Burrow does end up throwing for just under 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, did throw an interception, but was only sacked once. That's solid. Rushing-wise, 3.3 yards a carry, not bad for Davis Price. 24 carries seems a little high, but he did also fumble, so not great there. Darrell Williams, 6 carries, 13 yards, 2.2, not good. Don't know why we were running so much in this game, but it seemingly worked. Foster Moreau leads the way with 7 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 2 on the day, 73 yards on 7 catches. Chark had a touchdown, 64 on 6. Davis Price a little bit in there, Marshall a little bit in there, though we have not seemingly gone Newhouse's way yet, which is weird. Defensively, we were actually led in tackles by Christian Fulton. Strange. We did not have any tackles for a loss in this one, but we did actually have some sacks, 1.5 for Hunter, 1 for Godshaw, and then half for Fulton, Arden Key, and Milton Williams. Speaking of which, we have a problem, which we'll get to in just a second, as we did have a pair of interceptions, Christian Fulton and Deion Jones. But our problem is the fact that Milton Williams tore his hamstring in that game, and he will be out for 5 games. On top of that, we had a practice injury for Rashard Lawrence. So we essentially only have one true end on the team right now who's healthy enough to play in Hunter. We had to move a DT who has like 58 speed to be a backup left end. So this leaves us in a bit of a predicament. Now what I'm thinking we do instead of making a trade is we move Arden Key to a right end spot. He's on the smaller side, only 240 pounds, not super strong, 79 strength. But that should get Dion Easley out on the field a little bit more as a rush end, taking over for Arden Key's spot. And we'll kind of just have to go from there. When it comes to rush DTs, as Milton Williams was one of our rush DTs, it will instead have to be Tyquan McKee and Devon Godshot. We'll see how well that works. Godshot does still have at least some pass rush ability, although it's not great. So we'll kind of bounce back and forth maybe a little bit between Arden Key having to play a little bit on the inside, or maybe we slide down Daniil to the inside and then have both Arden Key and Dion Easley on the outside. That might be actually our best option. So we'll give that one a go as we will jump into our next game in week 3 as we take on our rival here in the Atlanta Falcons. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think we've actually beaten this Falcons team even once. And if we have, it is just once. So I would love to change that in this one. If we could see the same offense we saw against the Bills, that would be fantastic. Now, I do think the reason why we saw such a difference between week 1 and then week 2 in terms of passing compared to running was because I didn't jump in and quick sim the game that way. That way, if we do it that way, I can actually use our custom playbook, which I need to remember to do. So maybe that was the difference. Luckily, we still get the win as Burrow pauses and we'll find Jay Jets at about the 50. I will take it. Was worried it was going to be an interception, not going to lie, but it didn't happen that way, so all good. As we have a 1st and 10, ace formation here. Again, I don't think we've gotten a single pass to Sheldon Newhouse yet, but Davis Price with a wide open middle gap sends it to the 36. A heck of a run, heck of blocking up front as well, as Damian is back in the starting lineup. Damian Lewis, who was injured in that first game, did end up coming back, was not long-term. Great pickup there from the running back. They sent the blitz, and it bought Burrow just enough time to find his college teammate in Jay Jets down inside the red zone. As we come out with an empty set, 2 up top, 3 down below. Burrow will take the snap, sitting in the pocket, across the middle, gonna be the first catch on the season for Jarvis Landry. Brought him in, he was with us at the start of this, it's the whole series. Brought him back as a veteran depth player. Hopefully he could do well for us when he does get out there. Burrow looks to scramble instead, pauses, finds Landry once again, who will not end up getting the first down. Broke the tackles, which sent him back. Was close to getting the first down. Will be 3rd and 1, and we will pass out of it. Or Burrow looks to scramble, steps up, takes the contact. Luckily doesn't fumble, we're all good. But we will have a fresh set of downs at the 6 as we come out pistol. 2 tight ends down to the bottom, 2 receivers up top. Play action pass. We have the new guy, but we don't throw it to him, and instead it will be a sack. Burrow just didn't. I guess Burrow doesn't like the new tight end. I don't know how else to explain it. 2nd and goal, back to the empty look here as we're at the 15-yard line. Will be a drop back pass. Burrow across the middle, right back to Jarvis Landry, who will pick up some yards back down to the 6. Which will need at least 6 more yards for 6 more points, or just 6 points in general. Obviously haven't scored quite yet. 3rd and goal, Burrow, drop back, gonna actually scramble towards the top, throws it out of bounds. He was not looking for that smoke, so it will be the field goal unit instead. Kicking from about the 13, making a 23-yarder for Cade York to put us up here against our rivals, and that's exactly how it finishes. Now, Carlos Ruiz has started his season off pretty hot, just shy of 750, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, our defense has been forcing the turnovers each and every week, though we're just in week 3. But either way, 3 turnovers in the first, 2 in the second. We'll look for some more here as they get the handoff right down the middle. A strong, powerful run, still stumbling forward. 16 yards for Najee Harris. Obviously a lot to contend with this Falcons team. They have the X-Factor tight end, the X-Factor running back, a superstar receiver, and a pretty good young quarterback. With the draw, stuffed. Great job across the middle as Atlanta is going to lose Rondale Moore. Again, hopefully not for too long, though it will help us out. 2nd and 11 after the Patrick Queen stuff will be a pass. Ruiz going up top will find their receiver. No, knocked out just at the end. Honestly, not sure who the receiver is because I didn't check the roster beforehand. But stopping a superstar from catching it, I like it. 3rd and 11, right across the middle going to the X Factor. They will convert as they find Kelsey. So some definite threats on this squad, though we have some good guys up front. Don't like, however, that Daniil Hunter is essentially playing nose tackle. Might need to make that change, although it works here. He beats the center and Daniil Hunter playing nose tackle gets the sack. He has come a long way since his early start with us where he had, 1.5 sacks all season. Quick slant here caught. Not good enough coverage there from Christian Fulton. Well, at least half the yardage needed on 3rd down as they find Brown. Need to get the stop here, force a field goal unit field goal attempt. Dion Easley and Arden Key, but no, Daniil Hunter, the one that shows up last, gets the sack. 2 for him on this drive. Now, it was a heck of a punt for the Falcons as we start back at the 6, which we then lose 2 yards and start the 2nd quarter with 2nd and 12, and DJ Chark picks it up no problem. 14 yards, 5 more for Davis Price. Throw away, 3rd and 5? It said 1st and 5, which was definitely incorrect. Now we have a 3rd and 10, then a throwaway. So drive doesn't go very far, and they do start now in plus territory with a 5-yard rush from Najee Harris, but then an interception. Christian Fulton, the first of the season for Ruiz, as we will take over. 5 more yards Davis Price, 6 more yards Davis Price. With the 1st and 10, we then lose to Davis Price. 4 more Davis Price, 3rd and 8, Terrence Marshall, and we are close, but 4th and inches. And I went out and spent some money on a fullback / running back, so let's use him here. Mitchell, right down the middle with some decent block, will pick up the 1st down gain of 3. And from there, we'll watch the remainder of this drive as we are about at the 35. Will be a pass, Burrow. Across the middle, gonna find Jay Jets with the 1st down to the 24. 8 of 11, 87 yards for Burrow. Not as hot of a start as we saw against the Bills, but we at least have a 3-point lead. Looking to grow that, knock on wood. With the pass down to the bottom, Chark, about 2. Or even better, make it 3 with a 2nd and 7. As we have 2 down to the bottom, 2 tight ends up top. Will be a handoff and stuffed at about the line. No, just a loss of 1. So actually, yeah, about the line. So on 3rd and 8, will come out empty. 2 up top, trips down below. Burrow from the pocket. They only send 4. He has time, but he's going to roll. And eventually throwing it down to about the 2 as Jarvis Landry comes in for the catch. Also comes in and sends us into the 2-minute warning. So all good so far, and surprisingly, getting Jarvis Landry more involved than what I thought he really would be. As we have 1st and goal here. Didn't work too well against the Bills. Will it work better against the Falcons? Right down the middle. No, a heck of a run stop there. Number 94, Omenahu. Was pretty good for us in the Texas State Only Challenge, which we referenced earlier in this episode. Right back to it, Davis Price falls into the end zone. Linebacker could not get enough of him, and we will take a 2-score lead with 1:40 seconds left before half. And from here, let's go into a little bit of some quicker sim, and we'll do it for a good little bit. Get us closer to the 4th quarter as sack Dion Easley on 3rd and short will ensure the punt. Well, all's working pretty well for us right now, plus the penalty there moves us forward 9 more yards as we find our tight end. Chark for 7 more. Can we get 7 more points before half? Jay Jets with 7. 2nd and 3 dropped by Chark. Now, 3rd and 3, 37 seconds left at the 19. Why not jump in and see what this team can do as we send Jay Jets to the backfield with that split back set. 2 receivers down to the bottom, 1 up top. Burrow, quick throw across the middle will be Terrence Marshall with the 1st down. I do like the play call there. Just 4 incompletions on the day for Burrow as we need to find a touchdown shot here. With about 15 seconds and counting, Burrow scrambles, avoids the rush, heading down to the sideline, will tuck and run for the first down no, not the first down, 2nd and inches, as we do call our final timeout. And with us being so close, I'm going to come out here because I wanted us to go for the touchdown rather than the 3-point field goal. Do need it to be quick as we luffed it up, and it's actually going to get picked off, intended for JJ. But a flag is down. And essentially we get a redo, bailed out there. Thank you, Falcons. I mean, I really do appreciate it. As we do need a touchdown, this time not going to be anywhere near a Falcons defender. Instead, into the hands of Terrence Marshall, and we'll make it another 17-point lead as we head into half. Well, I don't want to talk too early, but this does look like an entirely new team as we start this season. Can we just keep it going? Danielle Hunter with another sack, 3 from the nose tackle spot. Apparently that's where he needed to be playing, as Rondale Moore did return, but it's Amari Cooper who shows up for him on 3rd and long with 29 yards. If they get to where they just got, we'll jump in. It'll be an empty set for Ruiz as they're inside the red zone by about a yard. Yeah, full yard. As it will be a pass across the middle. Kelsey with not great coverage across the middle there. Tyrann Mathieu, a little slow. Both these guys well into their veteran status at this point. Tyrann Mathieu, I want to say, was 32, 33. I'm sure Kelsey's about up there as well, as Najee will power forward for the first down, setting up a 1st and goal at the 7. They'll have 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top, back in shotgun. We do bring a little bit of a blitz, a delayed blitz, and they will find their receiver falling into the end zone. Falcons will put some points on the board finally. It just takes about halfway through the 3rd quarter. Now in our first bit of actual watching to see how our team responds after giving up a touchdown. How do we respond? 3rd and 2, a throwaway. Back at the 33, do we attempt it? Wanted to at least come out here, see how the Falcons line up, and I feel like it's favorable for us. Risky to go for it, obviously. But we hand this one off Davis Price, and he will barely pick up the first down. We did not get the push we were looking for. But it is at least enough to get the first down, and he'll pick up 6 more through the air, then 2 on the ground, 3rd and 2. And he picks it up once again. A lot of Davis Price so far this drive. A throwaway from Burrow. Then 3 more yards, Davis Price, setting up 3rd and 7. Another throwaway, this time in plus territory. Another risky chance to try to go for it. But once again, I feel like we need to. Again, we could set a record for the bad way if we don't do well this season. So let's see what we can do this season as Marshall can't squeeze it. He had the comeback there, beat the defender, but just couldn't quite hold on to it. It will be a turnover on downs. But can the Falcons capitalize off of it? Not if they're backing up on play 1. 1st and 20, though. They do pick up 14. Rondale Moore. 2nd and 6. Knocked away Derek Stingley. 3rd and 6. They get 6, but not the first down. 4th and 1. Throwaway. We'll take right back over. So no harm, no foul there. Because we have a 3rd and 4 ourselves. We get the 4. Another 4th and inches here. But it'll be inside the 4th quarter where we will look to convert. 14 points scored in the 2nd was the last time we scored any points. Let's change that as we do begin here with the fullback dive right down the middle. Mitchell with some space. Gains about 10 yards there. 2 rushes, 12 yards for him on the day. And let's watch to see how we finish off this drive as we come out spread here. 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top for 1st and 10 at the 37. Burrow, quick throw across the middle, will find Chark for about a gain of 8. Burrow about 17 of 25, 150-ish yards on the day, not too shabby. So we have 2nd and 2, hard count, no one jumps. Quick throw will find Moreau, though I think that one was maybe intended for Justin Jefferson, but either way, it's the catch for the first. And we have been 100% from the red zone so far today. 2 touchdowns and the field goal. Would love to add to it on the draw. Davis Price lowers the shoulder, stumbling down to the 4. If only he was able to stay on his feet for a few more yards. 21 rushes, 84 yards for Davis Price, plus some catches as well. He's definitely become a part of every level of this offense, as it will be a pass out to him on 1st and goal, toe tapping with the catch, Davis Price, just proving he's well worth the price. And now with a solid lead happening here, although Najee Harris trying to lessen that as he breaks off 15, 8 more yards. Kelsey knocked away Greedy Williams. That's all we need to do. 3rd and 2, where we give up the first down to Amari Cooper. Though time is on our side. Falcons do have all 3 timeouts, but they've only scored 7 points up to this point. Obviously, we're well ahead with a 24, though they've worked the ball down the field here. A throwaway leaves 3rd and 10. And they pick up 6 for 4th and 4. Do they convert? No, another turnover on downs. Our defense has come through for us, at least in these watch portions. 3rd and 1, Davis Price coming through for us as well, as we could very well run out this clock. I feel like I'm saying a lot of the same words over and over again right now. 3rd and 2, Davis Price converts. Definitely said that a few times today. Darrell Williams checks in, and he gets some carries and ends the game for what could be our first win against the Falcons this series. And big props to our defensive line, who had to get massively shaken up due to the injury, and they came out and performed. Only 43 rushing yards with an edge rusher as our main nose tackle for a good portion of the game. Shout out Danielle Hunter. Rest of the defense also fantastic. Only 7 points given up. As we jump on in here, we're late on in this matchup against the Falcons, and the reason we're watching is, one, we're currently down 10 points, but we also have a breakout opportunity despite the fact that he's an X factor for Joe Burrow. So we're going to need to see a big 4th quarter for us to also not lose our first game of the season. Kind of important as Kelsey gets 6 yards and Najee gets him down inside the 25. Perhaps maybe some of the wear and tear that we've seen on this team through recent weeks. Injuries stacking up, practice injuries have also been a thing. Need to see if we can find our way back in as Najee goes with a stretch up top, and he might be gone. No, forced out by Tyrann Mathieu at the 2. Though if we give up a touchdown, would make it a 3-score game late on, and they hand it right back to Najee, and it will be a touchdown as the Falcons go up big here in our home. We destroyed them in theirs, and they're trying to do the same to us. Now, I do want to come out here with the offense to control this drive, see if we could get something going here. We have under 5 minutes, and we need quite a few scores. We're going to end up rolling out here with Burrow. A spin move late because I actually wanted to try to throw it over the top. Does not end up working for us, just a gain of 3 as we quickly get back to the line. Again, not a lot of time in this one, and we need a lot of scores. Pump fake, roll, throw late. We have Chark, toe taps at the 44. A heck of a grab, but Burrow has not had a very clean game. 2 interceptions for him on the day, and he's completed just about 50% of his throws. So hasn't been fantastic as we have 2 options. We'll go out wide, have Chark. This time feet not down in bounds. Really disappointing there because we could have went JJ's way, but we used him to take away the safety over the top, but ends up not helping us out at the end. And a great run stop there from the backer. We had Lewis there assuming he would get the block, but definitely did not. And on 3rd and 9, we need a first down at least. Go to the outside as pressure arrives. Burrow delivers a perfect pass. Now, I did say he's a little bit under, maybe I said around 50% completion, and it's about, yeah, he's 18 of 32. Does have the 2 interceptions. As we go to JJ, who breaks the tackle, first down to the 20, keeping this thing moving as there is not a lot of time left. Maybe find Chark right down the seam. Same possibility for Landry. No one gets the inside release. We'll throw it out late. Just let it hit the turf. All right, now it seems like the Falcons are teeing up their pass rush, and it's getting home. At least getting hits in on Burrow, if not actually getting the sacks. We'll go across the middle. Going to find McDaniels, who checks in, gets a catch down to the 5. One of those second-year receivers who was okay for us last year. Popped in a couple times. Actually changed this to a not read option, RPO, which we will hand off right down the middle. And Davis Price pushes his way into the end zone. With 2.5 minutes, we need 2 more scores. So let's hope this defense can get us a stop quickly. But we'll see if they can do that from this view, because we don't want to take up too much time, as I still want to get through a handful more games. 2nd and 6, 1 yard, 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 again, 2 yards defense. Should have just gotten the stop there, and they do punt. We have a minute and a half, down 10 points. And we are well backed up at our own 3, as we're going to send the tight ends down on the seam route. Over the top, can we catch him on the run? Newhouse with a, could very well be his first catch so far this series. It's a big one. A little bit of some play action. Send it down to Chark, underthrown. That's the throw power from Burrow coming in to almost harm us, though we get a fantastic grab there. Once again, Chark, as we continue the hurry up, we have our tight end, throw it up top, and no, maybe should have went Moreau's way instead. 38 seconds, 2 timeouts. We need to find a touchdown without using these timeouts, because we need our defense to have at least something, possibly, as we step up. Anyone, we throw it out late. Just couldn't quite find anyone open downfield, unfortunately. Moreau going on the corner post for Chark. Another corner for Landry. And it's going to be Chark right down the middle with the catch into the end zone. We're making this thing a thing. Late on with 27 seconds, we'll need the extra point and an onside kick. And unfortunately, onsides rarely go your way, as it will go straight to the superstar Falcons player who breaks the tackle. And they'll have it inside the 40, 23 seconds left. There's really not a way for us to get the stop and get the ball back, but we at least made it a thing late. Now the Falcons will head out there to kneel this one away. They learned a lot from that first matchup, and they definitely played the better game in this one. But it'll end up being our first loss this season, and we at least got some yards going late on, though the turnovers for us definitely looked like they were the big difference. Now as we move on to the next week, we're down as we start the 4th quarter, 13-6 against the Texans. Need to find a way to get on the board, something we haven't really done today. And on a 3rd and short, we lose 3 yards, 4th and 7. So let's jump out here, see if we could get this team going a little bit. Hard count, no one jumps. Let's send the slants as we have 2 spread either side, right across the middle. It's a pick. We intended to find Jarvis Landry there instead. Kenny Moore gets the INT, and the Texans will take over at about midfield. That pass probably just came out just a split second too late. And even if it was a split second earlier, maybe it would have just been a knockaway. Cooper Kupp gets the first down, or actually on first down he gets 7. Either way, they have a first down here as they are marching down the field. Our defense is not doing anything right now. Kittle inside the 15, Kareem Hunt 5 more, and a touchdown to Kareem Hunt. Perhaps this is a game I need to take control of a little bit again late on. As we have 3.5 minutes, we need 2 touchdowns. We haven't been able to move the ball very well at all. As we're going to step up here with Burrow, man coming on, we'll get close to the first down, 3rd and 3. Definitely needed to make sure we at least get the first down here. Didn't quite like the check. Look for maybe Chark on this quick stop underneath, though they cover that really well. Burrow trying to scramble, has a receiver open deep, and Marshall can't squeeze it. A 4th and 3 at our own 32, but we're at a point in this game where we really need to get the first downs here. Let's just shorten the route for Moreau. Want this right at the line to gain and then make the cut. Doesn't open up well for us as we have to scramble to the opposite side. Have a receiver, but that pass nowhere close. Well, this year started off really well, but it looks like it might be back-to-back losses as Kenny Moore gets his 2nd pick on just a desperate heave. And indeed it will be that 2nd loss. They were just able to march down the field, take some knees, and end this game. We'll lose 20-6. The team that was scoring about 30+ points every game, now struggling to get a single touchdown. Now, as we jump into the last game of this episode, I want to focus in on this offense. What's happening? Why have they no longer started to move the ball? So we're going to watch a good bit of the offense, maybe a little bit of the defense. Tight coverage there. Chark not able to get the catch. We are 4-2 on the year. Rams also 4-2, but also majority of our division is also 4-2. The only one who's doing anything else than 4-2 are the Buccaneers, who are 6-0. So we need to continue to bring in some wins if we want to keep up with them. We do get the first down there to Jarvis Landry, setting us up at the 35 with another empty set. 3 up top, 2 down bottom. As we go across the middle, gonna find Jarvis Landry once again. At least one thing I will say that's different this year is we've given Burrow as many different targets as possible. So he's got to be able to at least find one per snap as we hand this one off delayed. Really good up front from the Rams. That'll leave us with a 3rd and 5 as we stick with a spread look. 3 up top, 1 down to the bottom off the screen. 1 running back. Going back to the draw. Harsh cut. Tries to find the space, but a solid tackle coming in there from 22. But with us close to midfield and it only being 3 yards needed. Try to build some momentum. Going for it early on. This can come back to harm us as no one gets open. We'll have to throw it and it hits the turf. Turnover on downs. So the offense definitely seemed to be missing a step. Defense also has been missing a step of late. They're not being as consistently swarming. And Deion Jones gives them a first down all the way down to the 3. And they do not capitalize on it. Play 1, 2nd and goal, down to the 1, 3rd and 1. Kamara puts the Rams on top. How does the offense respond? Perhaps maybe a changing game plan needed once again, just to spark the offense to move the ball well as we hand it off down the middle. 3 yards. So far this season, Davis Price has ran pretty well. Maybe go a little bit more run focused for a little bit if the receivers need a little bit of a break. Thought that was going to be a pick, but we actually find JJ for the first down to the 46. And from there, we'll send out the 2 tight end look down to the bottom. 2 receivers up top from Pistol. Burrow hands it off right down the middle. Some space to run for Davis Price, who gets the first down. We'll come out with the pistol. 2 receivers either side with that first down. Burrow from the pocket, sitting, waiting, and sacked. Now Cyril Ladine around the edge. That is the side where Max Mitchell is playing. If he doesn't continue to play well, maybe we put Hall out there as we go with a draw on 2nd and 18. And on top of that, flag coming in. And ends up being on Jarvis Landry. So a 2nd and 27 as we were close to the opposite 40. Burrow sitting, waiting, and sacked once again. That time Stewart right down the middle, setting us up for a 3rd and 33. What's the odds of completing this one or converting this one? As we loft it up, we'll maybe gain a few yards to Marshall. But no, not even close. Well, maybe we need an infusion of our defense getting some turnovers. That was a key thing early on. 3rd and 10, Jalen Waddle 15. It is what it is at this point. We just need someone to make the play. And it's a penalty instead on Xavier Woods. I thought it was going to be a pick. No. Instead, they're up to the 40 now and moving. Knocked away Deion Jones. 3rd and 9. 16 more yards to Jacoby Myers. Defense struggling here on 3rd down. 2nd and 3. 7 more yards. Kamara. 6 more yards. Setting him up at about the 20. Another penalty. Deion Jones. First down to the 5. And on 3rd and goal, can the defense get the stop? No. Once again, 3rd down, let down. Well, we have 5 minutes left here in the first half. Can we at least get some points on the board? 2 up top, 1 down below from Pistol. Will be a draw. Not going anywhere. I know I added like a lot of plays to the game plan. But I feel like we're running the same plays over and over again. I don't know. Madden's Madden. Bad cut there. Going to be a loss on 2nd down, 3rd and 11. And from there, we'll come out with the split back. Jay Jet's back there. Send him out on the wheel route. Send it to him. No. Dump it off. Okay. This offense has lost everything. Can we at least ask our defense to not give up any more points here before half? As Jalen Waddle gets 15 yards, knocked away Deion Jones. 2nd and 10. 14 yards, Jacoby Myers. I just like this team has just forgotten everything that they did well to start the season. As they have a 3rd and 3 inside the 2-minute warning. A touchdown, Jacoby Myers. Well, we have about 2 minutes and all 3 timeouts. So why not jump out here and see if we could be the ones that sparks anything here for our offense. As we're going to need to roll out, we have a receiver. Let's dump it off to. Tried to utilize the block. Great tackle there from number 4. though we will quickly get back to the line. Taking off about 30 seconds from play 1. Get this one out. Davis Price get the first down and dip out of bounds. But with that first down, looks like they're maybe bringing down a safety a little bit. So if we could send some guys deep, although pass rush coming off the edge and Burrow can't stay on his feet. They've been getting rushed from every single spot along this offensive line today. So maybe we do need to make that change over at that left tackle spot and put in Owen Hall, the rookie. We'll see what we need to do, as right now, no one's really getting open. Chark almost with a heck of a play. We just need someone to get something going here as we slide the protection to the left-hand side as they bring down the safety. We'll favor this right side. We have a guy deep, although Burrow does not have the arm strength, and Chark can't grab it. Another possession. It goes nowhere. Now as we get on into the second half here, let's see if the CPU can get things going. We get a tackle for a loss, though they get the 3 yards back. 3rd and 10. 14 more yards, Jalen Waddle. We just can't stop them on down and distance where it should be in our favor. I mean, all around this team, kind of doing what we've seen from them in the past, right? Where they give us signs of something really good and then just absolutely nothing after that. 3rd and 13. Hey, we don't give up the touchdown there. We force the field goal and are now down 24-0. Can this offense get going as we lose 3 yards? Then a knock away. 3rd and 13, throw away. 4th and 13, we punt. Well, let's just start getting through this thing. Can we see some scores start to come in here as we're into the 4th quarter? We do get a touchdown on the board and a 2-point conversion. Okay. Can the defense get the stop? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay, offense. Can you make it quick here? Not when we lose yards on 3rd down and a throwaway on 4th down. This game pretty much over at this point as they do tack on a field goal. 27-8. Just moving along here as the offense kind of doing something, but it's a little bit too late. 1st and goal. Knocked away St. Juice. 2nd and goal. We lose 2 yards. 3rd and goal. We gain 5 yards. 4th and goal. Touchdown finally to Terrence Marshall. As it is a 2-score game with about 2 minutes left. Can the defense get a quick stop as we go with the onside? Does not work. They then have it with a 3rd and 5. They do not convert. Do they go for it? 4th and 1? They do, and that will be game. So we started, what was it, 4-0, and then since then, we've dropped 3 straight games. Tale of 2 halves, if I've ever seen it. But we will end this episode at our bye week, an early bye week kind of for us here, at the trade deadline. We are now bottom of our division after starting off so good. Again, this is a really tough division. Buccaneers 6-1, Falcons 5-2, as well as the Panthers, and then us at 4-3. And if we take a look at the NFC just in general, Buccaneers are top, Falcons are at 8, and we are down here, well, 16. It's still using the rankings from all over, but either way, we are still out of playoff contention right now. So something's got to change. And when it comes to making change, it kind of relies, I feel like, on the offense right now. Defense, we have some of the best players we could possibly have. So if we want to talk about trades we can make, what do we maybe need to keep for the draft? Well, for the offense, there's only a round 1 receiver in Philip Chancellor. Now, he definitely looks to be a physical archetype. He is a physical archetype at 6'5", 234. He is 21 years old, and sure, there's some promise there, but the issue is he has C release, he has C medium route running, and D deep, though we don't need to be throwing deep. I think we did that a little bit too much later on in this episode, and Burrow's arm was costing us there. Does have really good short route running, but I don't really think drafting a receiver would help us out all too much. There is a middle linebacker that we have some interest in, though he's only 50% scouted, and he has C-zone coverage, so I really don't think he was going to be a fantastic difference maker for us at that spot. And if we're going to make something big happen, potentially a trade-in for Chase, and now the Steelers are at least willing to talk about it, though they want Justin Jefferson and Tyrann Mathieu, which is not going to happen. But is there something that we can make happen here? If we take a look at our draft picks, we do not currently have a 1st round pick, so the best we could offer is a 2nd. And if we offer our future one as well, where does that land us? And just in terms of gauging their interest. So if we offer this, it's not honestly too far off. So a potential trade to also bring in Jamar Chase, which will give us plenty of receiving talent, and maybe we send someone to the Steelers in his stead. That's a real solid option for us to try to just add even more impact for this offense. And at that point, there is no excuses for Joe Burrow. At that point, with 299 overall receivers, he's got to get the job done. Defensively, they also struggled late on, which was confusing because they started the year off so well. But currently, we have the 19th ranked offense and the first ranked defense. So even despite the last few games giving up a lot of yards, we're still doing pretty well there. Up to this point, Joe Burrow, about 1,700 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, completing 65% of his throws. He's also been sacked 11 times. In the rushing department, Davis Price is having a pretty good year. 4.3 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns, though does have the 1 fumble. Burrow also has had a pair of rushing touchdowns. And in the receiving game, it's actually Chark leading us with 35 catches, 403, and 3 touchdowns. Jefferson, a little bit behind with the same amount of catches, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Moreau, 3 touchdowns, 1 for Davis Price, 4 for Marshall, and just 5 catches for Newhouse. Not getting as involved as I was thinking. And even though we've gone to Jarvis Landry quite a lot, he's not actually getting that many yards per catch. And blocking-wise, it's actually Cushenberry who's giving up the most amount from the middle, which is something he hasn't really struggled with before. Mitchell doing decently well, I would say, out of that right tackle spot, though actually playing at left tackle. Hunt's playing the right tackle, only 1 sack given up. Same for Chip Edmonds. So potentially, do we maybe give Ed Ingram a shot at center, see how well he does? Maybe? We'll see if the sacks become a bigger problem. Deion Jones leads us in tackles with 41. We do have some tackles for a loss as well, with the leader being Danielle Hunter, who's had to play some DT or nose tackle a little bit. Deion Easley next up with 3, same as Arden Key. And a few going down the line, but it actually looks like Deion Easley has been the more impactful player for us compared to Arden Key, as Danielle Hunter has 8 sacks. Next up is Easley with 4.5. Then Godshot 2.5, Arden Key only 1.5. So we can maybe shake up that starting lineup because we will be getting Milton Williams back after this bye week. Interception leader currently Christian Fulton, 2 for Deion Jones, and then 1 for Queen, Williams, and Matthew. Kicking game, not awful. Cade York 9 of 10, 20 of 21. So all in all, pretty good there, but we gotta end the slump that we've just randomly gone on. Because as a reminder, again, we started this season just lights out, 38-0. Defense struggled a little bit against the Cowboys, 34-29, though most of that was late on in the game. Falcons, we beat at their own house, 24-7. And then against the Dolphins, 44-21. We didn't talk about this game because it was an absolute blowout. But then since then, the most amount of points we've put up is 20. And that was in a loss to the Falcons, 23-20, and that included a lot of me trying to pull the team back. Against the Texans, we lost 20-6, only 6 points managed. And then the Rams, 27-15. So we have to turn these things around. Buccaneers games are going to be big if we're to really help our chances in the playoffs. So that may be where we start next episode. I would love for next episode to be the end of the season, the regular season for us, as we make it to the playoffs because we just blow everyone out. That would be perfect, as we are closing in on the end of the Madden 23 season. So make sure you guys are sticking around, bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit that subscription button, and tick that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go out so you see how we finish off this series. And again, make sure you're keeping an eye out on the community tab or as well over on Twitter so you can vote on what our next state-only challenge will be on Madden 24. Some really good play to start off with, some really bad play. Let's just find the middle ground or just stick with the good play. And let's make this thing happen this season. I don't want to go into a season 5, but we'll see how the team plays. So until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye. How it's supposed to feel.